Believe it or not, 1 week from today, we will have the Detroit Lions 53-man roster if the Detroit Lions expedite that thing. Usually we got to wait forever for it to come out, but at 4 o'clock on Tuesday, the 27th, we'll get that information. And 3 weeks from now, we will be talking about the game against the LA Rams as we open the season. Well, that would have been yesterday because it's a Sunday night game, but week one will be have concluded, and we will be talking about the good, the bad with our Detroit Lions. The NFL season will be in full swing. Speaking of games, the Detroit Lions have a game coming up this Saturday at home, the lone preseason game that is at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I believe that there will be some type of joint practices with the Pittsburgh Steelers as they come. This is finally the Detroit Lions get to stay home, man. And they're back at it. Had a couple days off, but they're back at it today with practice. Now, for some reason, this doesn't have a training camp, OTA, mini camp. It's just observations of practice. So we'll just call it that. Again, we've been using Tim Twentyman the entire time, all through training camp, and we're not going to change that today. Here is what Tim Twentyman had to say about practice August 20th. It says, 4th receiver spot. I thought it was a nice day from Donovan Peoples-Jones overall as he competes for the number 4 spot behind St. Brown, Jamison Williams, and Khalif Raymond. He was good in the one-on-ones and also made a nice catch over the middle in a team period and had a nice block on a receiver screen play that allowed the pass catcher behind him to get a first down. Now, is it just me? Or all of a sudden we get a Donovan Peoples-Jones sighting? We ain't heard pretty much anything about this guy the entire training camp. We haven't seen him but 1 or 2 catches in both preseason games. And today he made some nice plays, all of a sudden fighting. Now, I would love to elaborate on him more, but I got an After Dark video releasing at 9 p.m., and it goes deep into Dan Campbell's press conference this morning, and Donovan Peoples-Jones was brought up in there. So I'm going to wait and let you hear the thoughts on that. But Donovan Peoples-Jones, man, this is what, I mean, trust me, we need that receiver on our team. We need that X guy on our team, and DPJ was brought in here, in my opinion, to soften the blow and potentially replace Josh Reynolds because Brad and Dan knew that that time was coming. They might have had some discussions early on about Josh Reynolds and what he wanted. You know what I mean? I don't think the Detroit Lions were blind on this. So he needs to step up. He needs to have a good day. But here's the thing. Will he have a good last preseason game? We need to see him. But then you have to weigh, does he play or does he not? So we'll see. Now, you guys know that the defensive line is my favorite position. The edge rusher is my favorite position. So you got the defensive line, my favorite line in the NFL. Then you got my favorite position, the D-end. I've been screaming, literally screaming, figuratively screaming. Every way you could scream, I've been screaming about a defensive end. And the highlight for me is taking Aiden Hutchinson. And we expect a lot of this kid. This guy came in with high expectations, didn't disappoint, was robbed of Defensive Rookie of the Year. You will not change my mind on that. There's no way he should have lost. Year 2 had a bit of a slump in the middle. Finished the year strong, went into the postseason, had 3 sacks. And everyone has been talking about him coming out of training camp. We have not seen him in the preseason, and we won't. We'll see him starting against the LA Rams. But what did Tim Twentyman have to say about Aiden Hutchinson? Says, mid-season form. After watching third-year edge rusher Aiden Hutchinson for 16 training camp practices now, I don't think it's a bold prediction to think he might lead the NFL in sacks this year or be right there among the leaders when it's all said and done. I write his name down for a sack, it seems, every day, including Tuesday, and he also had a tackle for a loss that looked like a safety. This is not the first time we've heard Aiden Hutchinson winning the sack total of the year, getting that, sack total. So we've heard and seen, I think it's even other people saying that Hutch could lead the league in sacks. I would love to see that. That would make my favorite edge rusher is Nick Bosa. Aiden Hutchinson can surpass him this year, in my opinion. Like, Hutch is second, no doubt. It would be great to see him get his just due. And there's a lot of people some on YouTube who question whether he's elite or not. I ain't saying no names, but it's some that question whether Aiden Hutchinson is elite. And he might not be. He's on the cusp of elite status. We're expecting 15, somewhere around there, 15 plus for Aiden Hutchinson. And if DJ Reader can help him out, eats up the middle, take some pressure, dude is double team like every single play. If he can take some of that pressure off Hutch, put Hutch in a one-on-one situation, he probably could. I mean, wouldn't it be crazy if Hutch could double his sack totals? 9.5 year one, 11.5 year two. You're talking about 23 sacks. That might be good enough to lead the NFL in sacks. So we'll see. But it is great to see our guy stepping up, and I can't wait to see him on the field for sure. If I was to get a jersey and wear a jersey, Hutch would probably be one of the ones that I would get. But the Detroit Lions had, like they do every practice, a situational drill. Here's what Tim had to say. Said, my favorite situation Tuesday had the offense given the ball at the defense's 17-yard line with 20 seconds on the clock, trailing 27-21 and facing a 3rd and 12. It's not easy, but the first play was a 15-yard gain to Jamison Williams to the 5-yard line along the right sideline. Williams ran a great route and Jared Goff put it right on him. Williams couldn't hang on to a diving attempt at a touchdown on the next play, but when in doubt, find St. Brown. And that's what Goff did on the next play for a touchdown. Jake Bates added the extra point, and the offense won the drill. Everything about that is great. Jamison Williams, he couldn't quite make a catch. You know what? I think he's going to be okay. I really do. Because earlier in here, we talked about, Tim talks about Jamison making catches in traffic. And I think that he's shown that he has the ability to do that, but I think that he's going to get better with his hands. I truly believe, and you guys know I've been super critical on J-Mo. J-Mo, Broderick Martin, Brad Holmes, multiple guys, right? I think he's going to be okay. I really do. I think the speed of the NFL, no pun intended, is slowing down for him. And I think he's been working on his hands. I truly believe that because it's still showing. And not everybody makes every catch. These guys are paid to catch the football, but they're not going to make every catch. So I'm not going to trip out about Jamison unless he just drop in everything. Like he can't catch anything, then I'm going to be critical of him. Jake Bates hits the extra point, and that's exactly what we needed to see. Because last week in the game, he missed an extra point. He went 4 for 4 on field goals, but missed an extra point. We wind up winning by 1 point. And football is a game of very small margins of error. Jake Bates, the Lions have confidence in him. I have confidence in him. He's going to be the Lions kicker, but he's got to hit extra points. There's one kick you cannot miss. Extra point. Field goals, kind of understand, even if that's your one job, you have one job is to kick the football and make it. But a extra point, sometimes it seems like it's so close. It's so close. Maybe it's harder for them to kick extra points. I don't know. I have no idea. But there's nothing worse to me in football than to miss extra point. How much easier could it be, right? So I don't know, but I'm fine. I'm sure Jake will be fine. So let me know your thoughts on practice observations from Tim 20man today. I cannot wait, man. Again, this offseason has absolutely flown past, and I'm excited. I cannot believe that we are less than 3 weeks to real NFL football, not like training camp and OTAs and, walkthroughs and all that. We got a legit football game in 3 weeks. Today will literally be the aftermath of Matthew Stafford coming back to Detroit in a regular season game. So, and that should be a great week leading up. Hopefully Detroit Lions fans have learned their lesson and they root for their team and their team alone. We'll see. We'll find out in less than 3 weeks. Just a couple notes, man. Will not be on this Saturday. I will be at the game. I will also be at the week 1 game. I'll be back in front of you guys on week 2 as we face the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Also, the sponsorship that's kind of brewing, I'll give you a hint. It has to deal with collectibles. I'll say that. Has to deal with collectibles, something that's new, fresh. I've been doing some research on it, trying to make sure, that I only support and only promote the best. And And it's definitely something that I didn't know existed until now, which is like, but it's definitely got my attention. And yeah, we shall see. And also, the most important thing, all right, we are trying to get to 22,000 subscribers on YouTube. You watch people. YouTube is the new TV. It's replaced cable and everything like that. Looked at my analytical data, and I've got 55% subscribed. That is fantastic. That's a great number. That means that almost 6 out of 10 people, every 10 people that watch this channel are subscribers. And believe it or not, that's how you have success on YouTube. But then you got them 4 people. You got them 4 people that I know you get notifications. And some of you even search me and I'm in your home feed, but yet you won't hit the subscribe button. Okay, we trying to get places, right? And you can help me do that by subscribing to the channel. That's all you got to do. Now, I am guilty of watching people too that I have seen. There are people that I refuse to subscribe to. I'm like, nope, I'm gonna watch you, but I ain't subscribing to you, right? Now, if you that, I understand, I do. But if you're not that, then hit the button, man. And if you are that, hit me up. Call in to the show one day and say, Derek, here's why not. Matter of fact, for the post-game show, when you call in and say, Derek, I watch you all the time, but I don't subscribe because, right? I could be like Mr. Beast and give you a cookie. Is it too soon? I don't know. I want to wind up in nobody videos, man. So let me know your thoughts on Tim Twentyman. Are you excited for football? Are you going to any games? And have you subscribed to the channel? That's the only thing I want to know. You guys are awesome. Take care of yourself and each other. And as always, go Lions. I really enjoy what I do, and it's all because of you. Pretty good. I should go into rap.